Right, here we are at Stellenbosch, in fact part of Stellenbosch University, and with me Professor Danie Brink. You're the Vice Dean of AgriSciences.
That's correct, Tony.
And what is this auspicious occasion today? I mean, there's this machine standing behind you and I believe you're about to receive it.
Tony, very important. It's a plot harvester and it fulfills a very particular role in the process of technology transfer from our basic research at Stellenbosch University, converting it through the applied stage and getting the technology ready for application by the respective industries, particularly in the wheat and cereal industries in South Africa.
Okay, how did this come about that BASF donated this particular agricultural monster to you? It's a harvester, but a small one.
Yeah, BASF obviously is a very prominent company in the chemical field in agriculture, in pest control and other agricultural input commodities. The university has a 15-year-long relationship, research association with BASF, and it so happened that the specific need for this plot harvester developed here at the university, and BASF had the connections over in Germany, in Europe, and they facilitated the availability of the plot harvester, and in the process donated it to Stellenbosch University to be applied here in the research environment.
From a research point of view, how much difference is that going to make to what you do already?
No, it's a huge difference, Tony. It actually makes our research much more cost effective. It makes it much more accurate, and it allows us to take our research one step further towards commercialization. And obviously that's fundamentally what research is all about, to find application. And in order to facilitate that, we need to demonstrate the advantages of the technologies on a smaller scale. And for that we need these reduced version of a commercial harvester to be able to cope with the specificities of research which is conducted on a smaller scale, yet demonstrating important technologies.
What kind of crops are we talking about?
We're talking about here mainly the wheat crops. It's about contribute about 1/3 of all the wheats produced in South Africa is produced in the Western Cape area. Stellenbosch is also quite involved in the genetic research on the development of new wheat varieties, and these are the type of stuff that needs to be scaled up. So it will mainly be all the wheats and the barley and a lot of the pastures that are developed that again support the dairy industry, etc. Will benefit from this plot harvester.
Will we be looking at GMO crops?
Yes, GMO is part and parcel of maize and wheat and production all over the world, and there should be no concern, about GMO crops. Often the public doesn't fully comprehend what the technology is about. It's part of the drive towards efficiency and food security, and certainly in future it will definitely be part of the research chain and the value chain that is exposed to that.
As a researchist and as a professor in this area, you and I both know that GMO has caused quite a stir in the world. There's been a lot of rumour mongering, a lot of silly stories floating around. How unfounded are they? Are they just ridiculous stories that people make up?
I think it's valid concerns, but it's often based on a lack of information, and it's the responsibility of both the research community as well as the journalistic community out there to convey that information. So it's not just about a lack of information. It's actually to see that the proper and the balanced format of that information is actually presented to public.
Yes, because if we're talking about food security, we're going to need a lot more research and a lot more growth as well. So it's very important what you're doing today. And most of all, the point I'm coming to is it's very important that BASF and companies like BASF donate to this research.
Absolutely. You must also understand genetically modified organisms and the related research is about 3 to 5% of the total research thrust, right? So it's actually the pinnacle of molecular research. And in adjacent to that, all the research related to the efficient use of fertilizers, the reduction of the carbon footprint, environmentally friendly herbicides and pesticides. There's an immense amount of research that goes into that. And if you have companies like BASF that does that in a responsible manner, in conjunction with credible research institutions like Stellenbosch and our research partners worldwide. That's the approach. It is carrying the interest of the consumer, the broader interest of our ecology and ecosystems at heart, to make sure that we produce sufficient food to obtain food security, but in a sustainable manner.